Hello viewers, it's that time of the year or month when I roast some YouTube influencers' cars. When I say roast, I mean give them a gentle critique. I'm going to start with James STRADHAN, who I was told had bought a Bugatti Veyron, and I suspected the worst, but I've now seen the pictures and watched a bit of YouTube. He has actually bought a real Bugatti Veyron, which is a car I have to approve of, having a maxed one and the Super Sport. The only thing I'm not sure about it was white and he's wrapped it in purple, but he hasn't wrapped it all in purple. He's gone round the air intakes and then along the front above the bumper. Does it look good? Does it look good? Yes, I've got one yes, one no, and one undecided. I'm going to say it's good. It's a Veyron, come on, STRADHAN, well done. And I'm saying that in the sure and certain knowledge that the next car I'm going to look at is Tamarish's Bugatti Veyron, and in my notes here I've written Bugatti Veyron in inverted commas because what it actually is a Honda Civic, the well-known basis for all Bugatti Veyrons, and it's got a Veyron, admittedly Super Sport body kit on it, made out of old Tupperware pots or something, and it's BAD, very cheap, apparently $4,500 US, but it is, he's looking very pleased with himself. It isn't a Bugatti Veyron, is it? It just isn't. You can't get in it and think, oh, I'm in a Veyron, because you're not. And other people will know you're not, because it doesn't look like a Bugatti Veyron. It looks the way a Bugatti Veyron would look if you had to make it into a novelty telephone. Ah, yes. LANA RHOADES, described here rather politely as an adult star, well, ex-adult star. She used to be an adult star, which means what? That she talks about mortgages, school fees, or does she do sex stuff? Which is it? The latter. Sex stuff. Good for her. She's obviously done very well at that because she's decided to buy a Lamborghini HURACAN, and I like that. I know some people say the HURACAN isn't really a Lamborghini because it's not outrageous enough, but I think it's a nice piece of styling. I'm going to look at that for a moment, actually. Yeah, it's nice. What else have we got? Oh, TJ Hunt, yes, one of my favourite YouTubers because he's a bit of a nutcase. I've spoken to him, he's a nice man, but he is mad. What's he done now? Oh dear. He's turned a Geländewagen, Mercedes G-Wagon, into a Tamiya radio controlled model by lifting it and putting some big wheels on it. And it's in a sort of, I don't know what you'd call that colour, acid, it's high-vis jacket, yellow-green, I think. He's buggered around with the engine. No, it's terrible. Becky Evans, or Queen Bee as we know her on Drive Tribe, I've met her. This is interesting and I'm a bit conflicted about it. She has bought a Porsche 930, i.e. a 911 Turbo, the old one, a classic one, which is a very significant car. Very, very coveted when I was a boy, had a fearsome reputation amongst financiers and so on for spinning off and wiping out people's pensions and so on. So, you know, I don't really want a classic car. I don't really like old things that much. I think you should always, you know, try and move on. It is a very interesting, if you're going to own an old 911, it is an extremely interesting and historically significant one to own. And it's in excellent condition, and she's bought it herself. She hasn't done some fashionable financing deal or anything like that. And here's the good bit, it's standard, which I also approve of, obviously. All good so far. What worries me is that, putting it simply, she's financed it through drifting. I think that's fair to say, isn't it, Mike? Yeah. Drifting Videos has paid for this car, and I'm not sure that's morally right. Jeffree Star, oh, this is an abomination, this thing. It's a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, which is an ugly car anyway, and an unnecessary one. And he's a massive YouTuber, and he's got quite a few interesting cars, but his Rolls-Royce is pink. All his cars are pink, actually. This is pink inside and out, and pink is a colour I struggle with, certainly these sort of plastic children's toy pinks that he's chosen here. But what really surprises me, I didn't realise this until I read up on it, it was actually done to order by Rolls-Royce, or House of Rolls-Royce, as I think we're supposed to call them these days. And they actually agreed to do that, which is a strange turn of events, because in the olden days, and by the olden days I mean 20 or 30 years ago, you went to Rolls-Royce and said, I'd like a, whatever was current at the time, what was it called, silver spur. And you say, but I'd like it in pink, or I'd like it in polka dot. They just say, terribly sorry, sir, we can't help you. They wouldn't do it. So Rolls-Royce agreed to do this, which just goes to show that they used to sell cars to toffs, and they sort of want us to still think like that about Rolls-Royce, but they don't. They sell them to chavs and criminals. Can I say that, or will I go to prison? I can say that. You can say that. And am I right? I was going to say rappers, but that sounds like I've got a problem with rappers, which I don't. I always liked the way that, I remember writing about this years ago, that one of the very positive effects that the whole rap movement had on cars and driving was that those people Puff Daddy didn't want to go on a track day or be seen to be going very fast. He wanted to be seen to be going quite slowly and enjoying the snakeskin splendor of, what did he used to have? He had a Escalade? Yeah, but he also had a Rolls. Did he have one of the first Dawns or something like that? And I liked that because I thought this is a fundamental change in the attitude to showing off your car, and it's being driven by a very prickly, if you like, music movement, which I thought was very positive because it treated cars, well, it actually encouraged people to want a different sort of car rather than a performance car. It was a luxury car, and you wanted to enjoy it as an artwork and as a luxury experience rather than as a visceral one, which is, you know, how I feel about those things. So anyway, I digress. This is a pink Rolls-Royce, an ugly Rolls-Royce at that, and it's horrid. Peter McKinnon, yes, fantastic photographer, etc. Bit of a woodsman. He's bought a Ford F-150 Raptor, the best-selling pickup truck of all time, as we know. But it is a pickup truck, and I cannot see the case for a pickup truck unless possibly you're a landscape gardener and in some cases a builder. Otherwise, have a van. Or if you're going off-road, have a Land Cruiser or a Range Rover or something like that. Why do you have a pickup truck? It just means that every time you stop, people steal things from it. He's one of Lucy's favourite YouTubers, is that right? Oh, his video skills are fantastic, yes. I don't think you should have a pickup. What are you saying about yourself? I keep my possessions outside. It would be like having a saloon car without a boot lid. Why would you do that? People say, well, you can get bigger stuff in, but if you put really big stuff in, it'll just fall over. Yes, Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay, the famous chef, although I don't know why, because he makes a terrible fish pie. He's bought a 918 Spider. He already has a LaFerrari and various other supercars. He's got tons of stuff. He is very interested in cars. Do I approve? I have to, really. If you didn't already have the Ferrari, I wouldn't approve, because I'd say you should have bought the Ferrari first, Gordon. But he's already got the Ferrari and he's bought the 918 in a nice blue. It's pretty cool, actually. That's a pretty fantastic car. It's a shame he can't cook. Mind you, he's doing a lot of other things these days, isn't he? He's going out in the wilds, he's doing a quiz show, anything really they just give Gordon things to stop him cooking. That's it for roasts, I'm afraid. It's funny that we ended roasting with Gordon Ramsay, isn't it? You see the irony there? That wasn't planned. That's just the humour that naturally comes out of Drive Tribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Bollocks, I meant to say that in the middle. Like, comment, subscribe. I wouldn't.